hot topic today is the hottest topic in Lagos, which is the viral video of the Lagos State House of Assembly Speaker, and I'd like to show you what he said, and then we'll talk about it after.
Recording of official list of nominees for appointment as commissioners and special advisors.
It all started on the 3rd of August when 39 names of commissioner nominees were forwarded to the lawmakers by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for approval. The list was immediately faulted by some of the lawmakers who shared their reservations at the plenary, which had the Speaker pleading for the lawmakers' understanding, asking that the detailed information about the nominees be sent to the House to aid its legislative assignment. A 12-man ad hoc committee headed by the Chief Whip of the House, Fatai Mojid, was set up to begin the screening of the nominees, an exercise that lasted 4 days. At the plenary on Wednesday, the 23rd of August, the report of the ad hoc committee was presented to the House, after which 22 of the 39 names of commissioner nominees forwarded to it for approval were confirmed. 17 others were rejected. Nominees like Akin Abayomi, a former commissioner for health in the state, were among names that were disqualified by the lawmakers. This unprecedented move has got many talking, raising the issue of possible face-off between the two arms of government. The Speaker of the House, Mudashiru Obasa, has a response to these insinuations.
We are placing politics ahead of technocrats. What technocrats? What do you mean about technocrat? Who is not technocrat in these hollow chambers? Before them, we have many people. They talk about Dr. Akin Abayomi, a gentleman, which who happens to be a colleague also in serving the people. But before him, we have Leke Pito, we have Dr. Idris, we have many of them. Before COVID, which happened to be an isolated case, we have Ebola, which was also taken care of under Fashola. It's not about qualification. It's not about your experience. It's not about exposure. We are the representative of the people, the mouthpiece, the ears, and the sights of the people. So we know what we look for. We talk about Aramide, the commissioner for what? Before him, we did Ikoyi, Victoria Island Link Bridge under Fashola, when the current deputy governor, Amsa, was the commissioner for works. The House, as a body, restrained itself from exposing what we discovered during the screening exercise. So we are not going to be forced to spill.
With recent developments, the fate of the 17 rejected commissioner nominees still hang in the balance. Abimbola Agbebi, TVC News, Lagos.
So, Abimbola has given us a bit of perspective, but the conversation we're trying to have is because before the video, there was a lot of speculation because people didn't understand why the rejection took place. We recall the first feedback the Lagosians got concerning the list of commissioner was that it was a largely Christian, the number of Christians outweigh the number of Muslims. Then the next thing was the fact that there was a challenge of the fact that they were largely another set of technocrats that did not have zero political base or zero political contribution towards the election that just took place. Some House of Assembly members were asking they should have attached their local government areas, that some of these politicians, some of these nominees are not even known in their wards. Their local government, nobody knows about them. So all that conversation came up before the actual voting. And at the point of voting, there was 22 people were approved, 17 people were disqualified. And there's now been like, it's actually a personal, yes, that is, people were not alleging it's a personal thing between the governor and the speaker. It's a part also, there's a rift. YK, we've been following the story briefly about when the list of commissioners came out. What shocked you, and what was your first reaction when you now watched the video of the response by the speaker?
First of all, what shocked me is, I mean, I can hear if you say you reject 3 of the nominees, that sounds, but 17, that's 40% of what the governor sent. And you are expecting us to believe that there is no rift. if true there is no rift, I think you owe it, because he said in his speech, in his
that video,
in this video now, just now saying that they are representing the people. So that means you owe it to the people to explain why you rejected 17. If there is anything that we are supposed to know, you are representatives, you need to tell us what we need to know. Because I read in the papers, he said we should come there. If we go there, they will tell us to queue. How many of us are going to go there? Say if the whole, not 20 million people, 10 million only of Lagosians go there, will they answer us to tell us why you rejected 17 people from the governor? The governor has not commented, has not said a word since then, he has not even given another list. I mean, there has to be an explanation.
Is this explanation not, was it, Mariam?
Is this an explanation?
Yeah. Okay, so for me, I was waiting for an explanation. And from what I hear, there's still holes in the explanation. Because there's something that stood out for me when he said it's not about experience, qualification, or exposure. Okay. What is it about? If it is not about experience, if it is not about qualification, if it's not about exposure, what then is it about? Is it just about politics? And why can't politics be a combination of politicking and experience and qualification and exposure? In the papers, it says that that they are trying to almost, hold the party together, that or else they would have lost it completely, and that if there was no party, these people, would they have a party that they would be employed under? But the truth is, for me, the way I see political party, it has to be a combination of both. The technocrat, when you go out, when a political party goes out campaigning, you campaign on what the people with exposure, experience, and qualifications have done. Not enough to say, we are this party and we are speaking to you.
But I think that he alluded to the fact that they have, but let me let you finish.
So if it's not about that, so what is more important than someone who has worked 4 years before and we have seen the benefits of being employed in that job, we have seen the positive impact of being on that job, then what is more important than someone whose qualification has led them to make such a huge impact in education, in health, in the Ministry of Works? What is more important? What is it in politics that is more important than that? If you also say that you're for the people, I know there are many people, there are many reasons why people vote for a political party. It's not just the name of the party, it's also what the party has done. And also what some people will say, if not for this particular ministry or this particular commissioner, this particular work that was done, I wouldn't have, or I'm voting because I've seen the work they've done in education, I've seen the work they've done in health, I've seen the work they've done in this. So it's a combination. You cannot separate. When you start to separate the two and make it only about politics or about those who got numbers, then for me now, we are now treading on a very slippery slope. So, and it would not do not do the party or any party any good if we go along that route. That's
I just want to say one more thing, because he seemed to trivialize what the contributions that they have made. Were there 4 years ago. Like we talked about Professor Abayomi, COVID is an isolated, was an isolated case. COVID was not an isolated case. COVID lasted 8 months.
Okay, so but what he's saying is we also had Ebola and beyond COVID, because he mentioned that yes, COVID, he did well. I don't think it was necessarily trivializing what the previous commissioner of health did. He said, yes, COVID was that 8 months bubble. But beyond COVID, there is the everyday general hospitals in Lagos. There's the everyday performance of how those hospitals are being run, that are not just judge him based on COVID, which is isolated, and not judge him based on the other things that have been going on. And before him, we've had good commissioners, and probably after him, we will still have good commissioners. So he's not saying that these people are bad. He's saying we've had good people before then, we would have good people after them.
No, for me, he's saying these people are bad. We've had people better than them before. And so based on what...
interpretation.
Yeah. If you're saying that we've had people before you who have done the work, the reason you have not been confirmed is because we do not believe you have done as well as those who have done before.
That's Mariam's interpretation.
Of course, that's not what your view is about.
That wasn't what I heard, but let me let
your view is about to say right.
We have a lot to say.
Okay.
The way Mariam is feeling this thing?
Well, that's
Okay.
it's
want to understand
feeling,
it.
yeah.
So I feel Miriam and probably so many other Lagosians will feel this way because of the comments made by the speaker. So I think he might have good intentions, but there's a huge issue with the way that was communicated. So if the former commissioners didn't do so well, why was it not communicated before now? Why are they on the nominees list? Why was there no formal communication? I mean, just like what YK said, if they are representing the people, then the people ought to know that, okay, this person did so. At the end of their tenure, as they were coming out, there should have been some kind of communication to give everybody some safe, to keep everybody in a safe place. Because now, those who were not curious before are now curious. So his speech has aroused everybody's curiosity, and more than ever before, it looks like there's a problem that he doesn't want to talk about.
Okay, so thank you for that. Has aroused everybody, because now people are starting to forget that they didn't. But you have now reminded us that 17 people.
So YK,
and then you are not telling us.
YK.
Hello.
We can't tell you.
No. He did not say that. He also mentioned one of the things he mentioned was the fact that we have technocrats. We did not reject technocrats. We rejected people based on the feedback we've gotten. That this is not, that they shouldn't make it look, because the allegations that was coming out prior to his video explanation was that the State House of Assembly rejected people based on the fact that they were technocrats. And they said that's not it. That they rejected people based on the feedback they got from the people that they were representing about how well they did it. They did their job. And that's the...
I didn't hear that too.
No, he said that they were... He mentioned... let me quote it right before they will now come for me. One of the things he mentioned was the fact that it is not about being a technocrat. That was not the issue.
We are not technocrats.
Yes, they are technocrats in the assembly.
Yes.
They are technocrats in the party. They are technocrats that have served before. So it is not. We're not speaking against them or not voting them because they are technocrats. There's more to it than that. Okay. That was clearly communicated. Another part of the communication was the fact that when you talk about the information, the Commissioner for Information, that there are lots of technocrats within the LTV. Okay. LTV, which is a state-owned media house. And that, if you're looking for technocrats, you can look within that area. Some commissioners have said that they will not, some states have said they will not even appoint commissioners. They'll be using people within the civil service system to work within that role.
It was this governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, that said it, in one of the papers today.
I have a question for you, YK.
This governor
I have a question for you, YK. No. It's a very, very valid. You know, I'm sitting on this, in this seat. I have to always see the other side of the point. So, do you believe that the silence of the governor is the right approach to deal with this situation? Do you think maybe the governor should have come out to say why he nominated his list, the reason for each person he picked, what they have done, so that there is a language from his own part listing their achievements? Not just silence, because so far what we've heard is...
The answer I will give you from there is, you know, if somebody attacks you in shock, and when your reaction in shock might be silence, you know, maybe you have a call for about 2 weeks, you won't be able to talk, you just be looking at me.
As a governor, you cannot be reacting, waiting for 2 weeks.
Is in shock.
YK, I'm so shocked. I can't believe that YK is defending the governor in terms of shock, because YK is always attacking everybody in politics.
This is not a matter of, I'm not attacking, I'm not defending. I'm just saying he is probably in shock.
Moyo has called. Let's hear what Moyo has to say. Moyo, what's your... Oh, sorry, they said it's Kunle that has called into the show. Kunle, welcome to the show. Good morning. What's your reaction to the speech by the speaker?
Good morning. I'm very happy. I like the topic you guys are discussing this morning. And for the first time, I want to appreciate the House of Assembly members. They have done well. Okay. This last election has exposed a lot of things. We have been in Bariga over time. We are technocrats too. We have been working for the party. Okay. But you can't just go and bring somebody from America or whatever. They don't have certificates like us. A lot of times they don't work as an expert, even where they are coming from. And you just select them. This one for commissioner, this one for SH, this one for... During the election, we didn't see any of them. We didn't see any of them, even to the grassroots level. You just bring people. We we are pushing you for commissioner, we are pushing you for even in the grassroots, go and ask about them.
But Mr.
So,
Kule,
we give it back to House of Assembly.
let me ask you a question. Do you want a politician that has capacity to bring votes, or a technocrat that can deliver you good governance?
There are a lot of people that work in the politics too. There are technocrats, there are politicians too, that are working at the grassroots level, seeing people every day, relating with people every day. And yet they have this certificate, they are still working on their field, they are professionals. Use those people too. You can't go and bring somebody from Canada, from London, in the name of certificate, which people that are here who have more certificates.
Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kunle, and I'm happy that Kunle is highlighting something that the speaker also mentioned in the a second video that I saw. Yes, no. He didn't say it's not by experience or qualification. He's saying this Kunle. I'm talking about Kunle. Kunle said that there are people within the party that are, that are qualified, that are technocrats, and are actively involved in politics. So, is it enough? Is political relevance a good enough reason, or lack of political relevance a good enough reason to qualify or disqualify? And I'm asking you, Mariam, because Mariam, Mariam is someone, I know you are fair, like you see the two sides and understand. Yes, but I know you will see the two sides. But do you feel like if you see this game is called politics?
Yes.
Is it enough to say that the lack of politics should take out a competent person, or we should say that let's find a way to look within the system and find someone that can still deliver?
See, we have discussed this, I think, at the federal level, and I have been of the opinion that, sometimes when people have worked to be part of a party, they are politicians as well as technocrats. It's good to give people who have been part of a cause, an opportunity to also get appointments and contribute in other ways. But I'm talking of a government that is coming back for a second term. I'm not talking of a fresh government. Exactly. We're not speaking of a fresh government. And we're talking of people that we can point out and say that they have done so well, that the works that they did was what you used as your campaign. As a party. Yeah, as part of your campaign. So what happened between the campaign? You listed these are the things. Look at what we did in Lagos State. These technocrats, these qualified people, these experienced people. So that's why it's coming across right now as if there is an issue. Because if we're talking of fresh people, I can understand, okay, you've never been part of a party. We don't even know what your contributions have ever been. And so
I'll take this call from Ade. He's called from London. After his call, we'll come to Ronke. Ade, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
If you observe it, when this list was sent to the State Assembly, I think about 3 days after, the Muslim in Lagos had a press conference and complained bitterly that there are few Muslims on that list. So when the speaker said he cannot say what happened, it's religious. I will tell you clearly. If you observe that list, all Muslims on that list are clear. Obasa is a Muslim. The deputy speaker is a Muslim. In Lagos State, so 90% are Muslim. In the federal,
Mr. Ade, this is a huge allegation. It's your view, but it's also an allegation because you're turning this into a religious conversation, and we understand how sensitive. I mentioned it because I understand it's valid, but I don't want us to make it look like it was a religious decision because that is not a fact until there's proof to back it up. There can be some, you might allude to it based on what you are inferring, but it's not a fact. It's been a very, very heated break. We've been discussing, and Ronke, we've been waiting to hear what Ronke has to say concerning this. Update.
So, Tokwe, I listened to the last caller who mentioned something about religion, and I feel, based on what the speaker said, he has left everybody speculating. Could it be religion? Could it be that they want maybe some advanced people who are not in the country? What about those who have been serving? And that has put all of us in the dark. So I think we have to for us to become public, sit in a public space defending the people, we must understand that we owe it to the people to at least guide them with our words, guide them with our counsel, guide them with our instructions. We can't come up one day and say, I'm going to do this and I have my reasons and I can't say it. So that, for me, is still a concern. If he's not going to say it today, he might have to say it another time. And then to talk about the governor's silence, I love it.
Okay, how come you are liking the governor's silence, but you don't like the fact that the speaker did not tell you a bit of information that you want? So.
Okay, so the governor's silence is, I mean, we can understand that he's reacting to what happened in the last administration. These people did well, so he's saying, okay, let's bring them again to do better. This time, maybe hold them more accountable. And then the speaker is saying, we're not taking these people, tell us why.
Honestly.
Well, I don't want
this place where I'm sitting down there is not helping matters at all.
I don't want my governor to be in a media war with the speaker.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want my governor to be able to take the time to come with a proper response. If there's a constitutional way to do it, if he has to go back and stand before the House or whatever it is that needs to be done. But I don't want to hear the speaker said this, the governor said this back. It will be too demeaning.
I think he's carrying himself with
Can we talk about the fact that many people on social media are applauding the State House of Assembly for not being a rubber stamp?
We like that.
Because the idea before is we would, in some other states, Lagos State is not just the only, there are 36, there are 35 other states, and we've seen how some people, they'll bring their cousin, they'll bring, and everybody just gets approved. And people are happy that for the first time, or not even first time, this is not the first time, people are sort of happy that this is good. The House of Assembly is not a rubber stamp. They are allowed to, they are meant to be checks and balance. They have a right to question decisions. That's what they are doing.
I agree 100%. Yes. Now that you have questioned it and you have said that out of these people that the governor picked, 17 of them are not suitable. And out of that 17, some of them, I think most of them, I'm not sure, I'm not sure of the list.
All of them had served.
Had served in the previous administration. And you have to tell us, okay,
what did they do wrong? Okay, so I get that part, I agree.
This one chop money, that's why we can't. No, so then we will now say, oh, okay. Because we, from the outside looking in, for instance, Benga Motor Show, he was one of the most amiable information commissioners that I have come across. No, Motor Show.
Okay.
He was one of the, he will be there on the job. He will come and defend or give us information. He was always there. The education commissioner. See, from what I know, from what I read and what I saw, Mariah jumping up and down like a cockroach. She was doing her work. Today, Morano will be in Badagry. Tomorrow, she will be in the Etios.
So education, we saw the education. So here is the thing.
Now let me finish.
No,
let me finish.
We have to
finish. Let me finish. So if there is something that we don't know, because we that were outside looking in,
I'm agreeing with you, YK.
We are questioning the decision. We're not saying it's not good not to be a rubber stamp, but this one is now looking like vendetta.
Okay. So I agree with you that they should qualify the reason for the disqualification in detail.
Yes.
What was the reason? But is politics not an enough reason? So Lagos State actually almost lost the election in the governorship election last election. And they almost lost. Like the presidency, they lost. Yes, and the governorship they won. But the people felt like it was hanging until many campaign happened.
Do we want to talk about the factors that led to this?
No, we cannot talk about all of it. But I'm talking about the political.
Yes, now politically, what we saw was a new party and a new person and a new ideology. We cannot use that. It changed politics.
As we know it for a long time. Let me land the question so that you understand the perspective I'm trying to bring in. Many politicians within the political structure feel that it is because we did not have enough politicians in position of power to parley with the people, to galvanize people, is why it looked like there was a lot of gaps within the political structure of Lagos State. Even the speaker mentioned it when he was talking. The speaker said that politics is the gathering of people with the intention to hold on to power.
Yes.
That was what he said. He said, and so how can we do this if we are just bringing in technocrats? the conversation now became a case of we have technocrats within the party system and we must find a way to bring them. YK, you have been talking a lot. We need to hear other people. Let me hear from you.
Yeah, so I guess
Okay,
so even if we allow everybody in Lagos to talk, we'll probably be saying the same things. I like what you said about nobody should assume is a right. Is my father's what is it now? This position I was here before. I have to come back. So nobody should just assume it's just normal that way. So we must see reasons why this person should fit into this position, and in seeing reasons, it must be transparent. We're asking for transparency. Don't ask us to trust you when you're not communicating. Don't ask us to trust you when you feel the reasons are best known to you and they'll be serving us. So there must be a proper handshake. Let people have a say in this government. I mean, it's supposed to be democracy in the first place.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm going to say also from outside looking in, Lagos has never been a rubber stamp, whatever. Never. I mean, over many years, we always hear the drama and everything, the intrigues, the politicking happens within Lagos. You know, everybody is watching Lagos, so we can never say that they have that. I just want to make a few comments about some of the things that were raised. The religious part, I do not believe that it's a religious issue. Because it's Lagos State, and Lagos State has never put someone's religion above anything. It has never been a Lagos thing. When you come to Lagos, you just see how everybody is it's never about religion. And especially as a party, we can, I do not believe that the APC will put religion as anything, since we even have a president that is Muslim and a vice president that is Muslim. So we already understand that working together based on experience, based on qualification, based on contributions. Now, concerning losing political, the states because of how politics ran the last time, I think it would be unfair to put it on maybe technocrats not doing their part. A lot of things changed the last election.
There were a lot of factors.
Yes, we had a lot of factors. We had a new party, we had a new person or a new ideology, and that affected it across board. And I just feel that we're using that in this case to make it about the technocrats. If the technocrats, and political parties need to understand that technocrats can do their jobs and politicians can do the job of maintaining the power and holding on to the power, so that those that can do the job of developing Lagos continue to do that. And I feel that that marriage is what has worked for Lagos State, and they shouldn't do anything to destroy that.
I take it that YK agrees with Mariam as final statement, because we are rounding off.
Please, before you round off, I just wanted to say the Muslim thing, or the Muslim, I looked at that list and I did not know who was Christian or who was Muslim or who was a traditionalist in that list. I did not see it, and I did not. So them bringing it to my attention makes me question competence. One, it's not even factor. Two, I was going to say that they're talking about they lost the technocrats did not politic with them, or I'm hearing that. I'm not saying they talked about. You can't rush me unless they take us off by force by fire. they're talking about.
The technocrats didn't bring
that I don't think that's their job. Their job is to do the work that they were given,
irrespective of.
And then the politicians do their work. What they should now look for is a symbiotic relationship between the technocrats and the politicians.
Thank you so much, YK, for your contributions on the show today.
Thank you.
We appreciate your feedback. I think that Lagosians generally just want good governance.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're a bit worried about what the next 3+ years would look like. If there's actually a rift between the governor and the speaker, it is worrisome. But
is it 3 years or 4 years? It's 4 years.
Almost 3+. They've already served time. YK, we have come to the end of this part of the show. We have a guest waiting for us.
It's not
easy to host the show with YK opposite. Like, YK, you make life wonderful. We'll take a break. When we return, we will continue with our guest on Let's Talk.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.